Hi, this video we're gonna use CAD and Arduino to introduce the concept of programming called a for loop and also serial print. Our goal for this video is to make the LED light blink 5 times. So when you get on Autodesk CAD, click on Circuit and click on Create a new circuit. What we are going to do is we're going to bring our components in first. So we're going to have Arduino. We'll bring Arduino here. Then we also need a breadboard. It's tilted. When it's tilted, you can turn around. Okay, so then the next is breadboard. Then in our circuits, we're going to have a LED. We can keep as a red LED, or you can change it to a different color, a green, for example. Then we also need a resistor. And this resistor, we need to make it to be 0.47 kilo ohms. That's 470 ohms. So we're going to bring that over here. Okay, so we're going to connect the wires, and our digital output is going to from 13 and going to this anode of LED, and then this resistor going to be on the same row, but we cannot make it like vertical like that. Otherwise it's going to be shorted, so we're going to turn it and make one end to be the same row as this, another one will be different row. Now we're going to connect our wire to ground. Okay, so we have built our circuit. The next step is we're going to write down our code. Our code, we're going to use text only. So this default code is to make this LED blinking repetitively. However, this time we're going to make it blinking only 5 times. In order to do so, we're introducing this concept called a for loop. So for I integer, that's going to be I. So it starts from 0, 1, 2. So I will start with 0 and then semicolon. I will be less than 5. Then the next will be I plus plus. That means the first time when it's run, I is equal to 0. Second time, I plus plus means increase of 1. So it will be 1. Then the third time will be 1 more. So we have start with 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to stop at 4 because I is less than 5. So that will allow us to run this for 5 times. So what do we want to run inside here? So it's going to be a curly bracket. We're going to run this for go blinking. So we're going to take this out from the loop and put it into our for loop. And then we're going to close it with a circuit. By the way, when they have this double slash line, that's just a notation for the coder themselves to say, oh, I'm waiting this for 1000 milliseconds. Okay, so let's take a look. So they have a curly bracket here. That's a pair, go together. That's for loop. That's a command we want to do to blink 5 times. And then now you notice inside this loop, there's nothing in here, just opening and closing bracket, which is fine because we don't want anything to run repetitively. And then look at this curly bracket, and this one, they goes one pair. That's opening and ending of the setup. Okay, so let's run, see if it's going. All right, so it's blinking 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so this is running for 5 times blinking. That's what we wanted. All right, so that's a for loop. All right, so the next concept I'm gonna introduce in this video is gonna be called a serial print. So we're going to use this one called a serial monitor to do, and that goal is not to make this LED blinking. The serial monitor is trying to show to show you, give you basically a monitor to screen to show you the output. So in order to do that, I'm going to start a new code. We're going to start with a void setup. And in this curly bracket, we're going to have serial begin. And that's necessary if you're going to use the serial manager. Then semicolon back. Then what we are going to have here is going to be a for loop, int equals 0. And here, for example, if I want to run it for 100 times, so I'm going to I less than 100 and I plus plus. Again, that's increment of 1. And here, inside this curly bracket, we are going to call out this serial manager, serial print, and ln means line, means every single time it come out of output is going to be at a separate line. Okay, then I. So what I expect to see on this serial monitor is starts with, actually, I'm actually going to start with 0. I'm going to go back to change that. Start with 0, then the second line will be 1, the third line will be 2, etc. until it gets to the 100th line to be the number output should be 99. And so when we have that, we're going to closing it with curly bracket. That's just for loop. Then we're going to closing up again for this setup. Then we'll have void loop. We'll have curly bracket open and closing. Now let's go ahead and run this. See what we have. Nothing, right? Because I haven't clicked on this serial manager. So go ahead and click on that. And you start to see this number is going, should be going from 0 to 99. So you got your little output display. So that's all for this video. We learned about for loop, which means how many define the number of times, and also we introduce the serial manager, and so allow us to see the output. That's all. See you next time. Have fun. Bye.